The European Parliament elections are being held in June. It is the only directly elected institution of the European Union. But how exactly do these elections work? First, let's talk about the electoral process. The elections are held every 5 years, giving the 447 million citizens in the bloc's 27 member states the opportunity to choose who will represent them in the European Parliament. But they don't all vote the same way. Some countries vote for parties who have selected a fixed list of candidates to appear on the ballot paper. Other countries have more open lists where voters choose a party or indicate who their favourite candidate is. Additionally, there's also the single transferable vote, where electors choose as many candidates as they like and number them by preference. MEPs are elected to represent regions in some countries, like Italy, while in others, such as Germany, they have the whole country as their constituency. The European Parliament elections use a proportional representation system where each member state is allocated a certain number of seats based on its population size. Germany, the most populous member state, will get 96 MEPs, while Malta, the smallest country by population within the EU, has just 6. A total of 720 MEPs will be elected, 15 more compared to the previous elections. Once elected, they will serve a 5-year term and spend their time between European Parliament meetings in Strasbourg and Brussels. MEPs representing different countries and regions sit in transnational groups, according to their political ideology. For example, there are groupings to represent the centre-right, socialists, Greens and Eurosceptics. The largest political grouping after the elections has the strongest mandate to have its choice head up the Commission. The European Council, comprising representatives of EU countries, first votes on a nominee chosen after taking into account the election result. If they approve the candidate, it goes to the European Parliament, where he or she must get the support of a majority of MEPs. The Parliament directly shapes EU legislation, policies and budgets, reflecting the democratic voice of almost 500 million citizens across Europe. But regardless of its importance, EU election turnout has been on a downward trend, dropping significantly from the 62% recorded 4 decades ago. This decline has persisted despite a handful of countries having compulsory voting, including Belgium, Greece and Bulgaria. In 2019, voter turnout increased, with just over half of eligible voters participating.